Well, Chris, Australia's top-rated racing show is back on air of this week. Obviously, I've been sunning myself for the past fortnight, enjoying myself for once, which was good, but we're all back and ready to go today. Before we get into the laughter and the fun and jokes, a bit of disappointing news for the viewers at home. I guess you'll elaborate.
Yeah, I guess with a lot of nice horses, you're going to have some bad news, and unfortunately, over the past 24 hours, we've received our share, and it's very disappointing. And we'll be letting all the owners know individually this morning, or on an email basis anyway. And Killiney, he had a bout of colic overnight and had to be treated with anti-inflammatories. Therefore, he's unable to race on Saturday, so he'll be scratched out of what was a very important race for him. Fortunately, we've still got a little bit of time up our sleeve, so it doesn't rule out Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. It's important, however, that I get him to the races in 2 weeks' time in the Craven Plate rather than running in the Hill Stakes on Saturday. So I guess another week we'll make a good call on, see how he's come through this. But you've got to remember first and foremost the horse's health and longevity. And although it might be disappointing this Saturday, we've still got a horse, and unfortunately there's not always that good story to tell. And yeah, he'll be fine, I'm sure, man.
And the other, obviously, beaten up.
Yeah, probably a little bit more serious. He's got what I think's the start of a tendon strain. We had it scanned last night, and there's no tendon damage, but there's starting to be a bit of activity around the tendon. Likewise with him. He'll be swimming for a week, re-scan it, probably in about 10 days' time, and then assess whether we're still on track for a spring preparation. I'm clinging to the hope that we are. I'm clinging to the hope that we could also get the horse racing in the McKinnon if he missed too much work to get him towards the Caulfield and Melbourne Cup. But look, these are just very early days. It's disappointing for me to talk about it. It's obviously gut-wrenching for owners, and hence the reason why we're doing a little media broadcast, I guess you call it, to avoid the 10 or so phone calls that we get when things like this occur. And unfortunately, we've got to take the good with the bad. We certainly get our share of good news, but no one likes delivering this bad news.
No, for sure, and obviously the punters that have invested their weekly wages on those horses in the feature races will also be pretty upset.
Yeah, it's a tough circle, and I guess something that we all get to deal with, and everybody gets a taste of it. And I guess our turns come in the last 24 hours.
Anyway, looking evening out the bad news, good news on Saturday. You're starting to diversify your training skills. No longer just known for preparing wet track stayers. You can train a colt now.
Yeah, nice colt. In fact, that's our third Group 1 winning colt in the past 6 months. Reliable Man, Sacred Falls, and now this horse. So yeah, it's good. It's another box to tick, so to speak, and our team was very proud on Saturday, and not only with the win, but the way he did it, and the way Jim Cassidy rode the horse. Didn't panic from his barrier 16. I'll never talk about bad barriers again, Liam. And obviously, I think we said last week, you talk about bad barriers before the race and not as much after the race. That was a nice reward for a great group of owners, and I think they're going to have firstly a lot of fun, and plus their investment has certainly been justified.
And obviously on a personal level, winning such an important Group 1 on your home track, do you take quite a bit of personal satisfaction out of that?
You do, but you're quickly brought back to earth. It's a funny thing, and I don't want to sound as if I'm taking things for granted, but
or boring for that matter.
Or boring. But there's always something around the corner, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're very fortunate to be in the position we are, and we can't forget that. We've got to enjoy the good times, because it's easy to get too entrenched in your work, and those good moments pass by too quickly. Not only that, Liam, there's been some other good news. Liam Pryor is going to be a father, so we're all extremely proud of that, and we wish you all the very best. And I think we'll be proud in a year's time. We've got a little punter walking around.
Mate, I'll be getting DNA testing before the child support payments are being made, let me tell you. Right, let's jump into a big day of racing on Saturday. I can't wait. Kick off in the first, 3 runners. Thubian first up with Johnny Kissick aboard.
Our 4-man's got him at 100 to 1, Liam.
Yeah, I had him at 300 to 1, but I still think he's capable.
I do too. Obviously he's an out-and-out stayer. His first up runs were terrible last prep, and they were on wet tracks from memory. I don't know why he never fired up until he went to Melbourne, but once he got back from Melbourne he was still firing. So look, he's a good stayer. Good stayers always resume well fresh, and I think he could run a place based on his trials and his work. So don't get too carried away. Don't try and win $100,000, but maybe put $10 on it at the 100 to 1 anyway.
Altered Boy, he's been freshened up from his try over the 1800 metre distance.
Yeah, plus we took him back to the trials last Friday, and he had a confidence boosting win at the trials. It might mean very little to most, but I think to a horse it does help their confidence, and firstly showed that he's 100% sound and everything's right, so it's just given us a bit of confidence towards Saturday, and a dead to slow track will certainly suit him.
And Photon Willie, looks hard to beat here on Saturday. Have you put some manners on him?
Well placed, yeah, he's getting there. I'm very happy with the way he's going. If anything, he's really started to turn off, and I see it as a good sign. His work hasn't quite been as sharp, but for that simple fact, I think he's starting to learn to relax and enjoy life and racing in general.
No runners in the second or third. We'll jump to the fourth, the benchmark 80 over the 1200 metre distance. Field Marshal, because he's been good of late.
Race 1 and 4 there, man?
I'll be punting, champ. What are you going to be doing?
Probably stressing, or trying to avoid. I've been not saying press. They've been very good to me, but just go through the motions and make sure that we can keep our nerves down ahead of the races ahead.
In other words, he's going to be sitting up at the Chairman's Club eating caviar and oysters. Field Marshal, mate. Field Marshal, come on, get to me. You're avoiding my question. How's he going? He's flying.
He's going good. He's got a bad barrier, but we don't worry about barriers anymore. Lovely horse. He got beaten in a photo last start, giving the leader a big start, who broke the track record from memory. So he's going terrific. Just needs a bit of luck from that gate.
The George Main Stakes, looking to make it 3 Group 1s in 3 consecutive weeks. You're certainly well represented. 4 of the 9 runners. We'll kick off shootout.
First up run was good. He won the race first up last prep. He's still good. Nothing's changed. He's ready to go really well.
Sacred Falls, the nice colt who won the Doncaster, obviously over the mile at Randwick.
Yeah, multiple Group 1 winner, very valuable colt, and this is a nice race for him. First up run was terrific. You could question why we've got so many horses in against such a high profile colt. The simple reason is the other horses have got owners as well. Obviously Shootout deserves to be there. He's been a great horse to the Huddies. Royal Descent's there.
We'll get to her in a minute, champ. We'll ask
Jerry
you about
Harvey's
Sacred Falls.
big breeder. It's very important for him not only to get the Group 1 win, but also the siblings, and also he owns the dam. Likewise Hawkspur. The owners own the mare. The owners own siblings to the horse. Group 1s are so important to everybody. Whether I was training those horses or not, they'd be up against Sacred Falls. So, look, for Sacred Falls value, I hope he can get the job done, but no one's certainly going to take the Doncaster away from him there.
On a percentage if he goes to Stato?
Well, the reinvestment, the more people get out of racing, the more they put back. That's how I see it, and I'm very grateful to all our owners that do reinvest.
Righto, the big chestnut Hawkspur, he's absolutely flying. How are we looking? You've opted to go to the 1600 metres instead of the 2000?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I think he's firstly, if anything, too fit. He doesn't need too hard 2,000 metre runs. I think the mile just helped me keep a bit of speed in him and not make him dour heading to Melbourne. Plus I think he's good enough to be there. His last start was just unbelievable. It blew me away, and on Saturday we'll be hoping that that wasn't a fluke, and it can quite often be. Horses can run above themselves. They've got to do it consistently to be top liners, and that's what he's heading towards, but still a long way to go yet, man.
And the great mare, Royal Descent, 2 cracking runs this preparation. She looks bang on for Saturday.
Yeah, spot on. As you said, 2 good runs. Last start in particular, racing against the boys with a big weight for the first time. She rose to the occasion. So she's on track for a Melbourne prep, hopefully the Caulfield Cup. Saturday will tell us whether we might be on a Cox Plate path, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's make sure she's still heading in the right direction, which I believe she is.
The Group 3, Bill Ritchie handicap, 1 runner for the stable, Baban, impressive winner first up.
Was Liam, he was. He's done everything right since. Touch flat the first week, first up might have just got to him a little bit just from the one trial, so we've been extra cautious to make sure that he's cherry right for Saturday, which I believe he is. Not that well suited at the weights, but it's this time of the year, you need to rise to the occasion, and I think he's capable. He's got a great draw, which will help Lynn Schofield settle the horse, which is very important.
And the Hill Stakes, race 7, reduced to 2 runners there following scratchings. Moriarty, very good the other day.
Yeah, much better, which showed his first up run, there was no problems. He's in for a good prep, Liam. I reckon he can be our one in the Metropolitan at this early stage, and to do that he'd need to run well on Saturday, of course, at weight for age level. He doesn't like too much rain about, so hopefully for his sake it's a dead track, and couldn't be happy with him.
And Bay Rear, he was good enough the other day, he worked home solid.
Yeah, I've seen an improvement in his work too, Liam, especially just with a little bit of cut in the ground early in the week, so that's just helping him acclimatise better. Dead track or just the sting out of it would be ideal for him, and distance is really going to suit. He's a Group 1 winner in America over this distance.
And we'll head to Melbourne, big day down there again. The big fella, Foreteller, he beat that grey horse from Melbourne.
Scalacci?
No, what's it called again?
Pousson's Delune.
That's the one, yeah, Pousson's Delune. He beat that horse in the over the mile, ready to go to 1800. He's
ready. Went down and saw him through the week. Looks outstanding. The team are doing a great job in Melbourne. We're going into the races. The underdog again, Atlantic Jewel. Plus they're obviously still talking up Pousson's Delune. And there's plenty others there as well. It's like a dead set Cox Plate field. So Foreteller there, the Aussie battler, or via UK or France, wherever he's from. He'll be just sitting back, ready to swoop late. He'll get on the back of, hopefully, Pousson's Delune again, who will hopefully be on the back of Atlantic Jewel, and hopefully something's giving it to Atlantic Jewel, not to make it so easy, but she's a class horse, and it's just a privilege to be racing against those types of horses, and we've all seen what Black Caviar did for Australian racing. If she's the next one to do it, well, I won't be embarrassed to run second.
Righto, the mares, Catkins. Good run the other day behind Group 1 winner Commanding Jewel.
Yeah, really good run. Did it tough from a wide gate. She's got a bad barrier again, barrier 12. Need a bit of ticker from out there. She'll go forward as she does. She's a good horse, Liam. I think she's going to be a real top liner in the autumn. She's my Coolmore horse at this stage. 1500 metre race just over here. Group 1 weight handicap, that's her race, but I think to do that she'll still be winning a race or two in the spring, so looks well placed if she can get a bit of luck in getting across from that gate.
Good to be back, mate.
It's good to have you back. You only really realise you miss someone when they've gone, and we did miss you, Liam. Haley did a good job when you were away, but you're number 1.
Righto, good on you, see ya.